and welcome to Let's Wander. I'm your host Chris, and in this episode we return to Rye on the east side of Sussex. I was accompanied by the lovely Lila and the brindle boy Buddy. We will take another look around the town at some of the things we missed last time, like going inside the church and going up into the tower to check out the mechanism of the clock. So with all of this being said, let's wander. Parking is at a premium in Rye, it would seem. When we arrived we couldn't find anywhere to park, so we took a trip down the road to the beach, Camber Sands. On this huge stretch of sandy beach, it's not uncommon to see horses galloping around. In fact, it was quite something to see, especially against the sunset. It was also the shooting location for the opening scenes of Disney's adaptation of the novel Dr. Sin. Camber Sands is towards the eastern end of the Sussex coast and are the only sand dunes on the east side of Sussex. The dunes support a variety of wildlife, from bird to insect. It's a dog-friendly beach as well, which is a nice change given it's one of the UK's top-rated sandy beaches. That evening I set out on a nighttime wander to shoot scenes for our Halloween episode. Viper's Castle looks extra spooky at night with its coloured lighting. Heading along West Street you come to Lamb House. Built in 1722 by James Lamb, a successful wine merchant / politician, Lamb House was visited by King George I, who stayed over at the house after his ship was washed ashore at Camber Sands. James Lamb let the king have his bedroom for the night. Mrs. Lamb gave birth to a baby boy during the night. The child was named George, and the king agreed to be the boy's godfather. Author Henry James lived here from 1897 to 1914. E.F. Benson moved into Lamb House in 1918 until 1940. During this time, he was joined by his brother, A.C. Benson, also an author. Heading down Mermaid Street, you come to the famous Mermaid Inn. The original building was built in 1156 but was burnt down during a raid by French pillagers in 1377. The raiders even stole the church bells. The building we see today was built in 1420. It was later joined with the cottage next door. There are 7 tunnels and a priest hole concealed within the Mermaid. The tunnels would have been likely used by the famous Hawkhurst gang. And they were murderous thugs, a little bit like the organised crime gangs we have today. The following morning we walked to Viper's Castle to take in the view across the marshes. On a grey winter's Sunday, it still has that old-fashioned feel about it. Very quiet, the smell of roast dinners blowing in the air. I passed quite a few families looking for places to have a Sunday lunch. Back in the town we wandered along Rue de Villains, the Villains Road. I was unable to find out any information as to why it was called that, but I'm only assuming that it might have been once used by the smugglers. There was a coin mint here as far back as 1115, and coins minted here have been unearthed as far away as Paris. Approaching St Mary's Church, you will come to the water tower. It is thought that there has been a cistern here since 1500, although what we see today is largely Georgian. On hearing the church bells, I decided to go inside and take a look. On entering St Mary's, the first thing that grabbed my attention was the huge pendulum of the church clock. These golden statues once stood outside each side of the clock. They have now been replaced with fiberglass replicas. is a magnificent 12th century building. The roof was largely destroyed in the French raid of 1377, and the raiders stole the church bells. Then around a year later, raiding parties from Rye and Winchelsea travelled to Normandy and razed two towns to the ground. Most of the loot was recovered, as well as a few extras, as were the church bells. The organ was built in 1901 by Norman and Beard of Norwich. It has an incredible 1,686 pipes. So we're heading up a narrow staircase into the church bell tower. Gotta say, I'm very excited about this. I'm even getting goosebumps. It's very, reminds me a bit of Wilton Downland, but this is where it's always been. Oh wow, very narrow. Oh lordy. I can just fit, just about fit. Oh wow. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to head up this really steep ladder now. So I'm going to have to turn you off. It's a lot of climb it. Check it out though. The bell tower consists of 8 bells weighing in at 5 tons and are not the original bells from the Normandy raids. They are, however, made from the same bells with some extra added to cast the additional bells. Sweet bells of rye suspended high above our heads, twist earth and sky. To God ye sing, for man ye ring, and news of joy or sorrow bring. What message then have ye for men, who hear your voice in rye today? For ye were cast in years long past, what then to us have ye to say? In days of old ye have been told, how Frenchmen stole 6 bells from Rye. Your fathers brought them back to port, and beat the French in Normandy. Those 6 bells rang with clash and clang till 1774, when Thomas Lamb, that generous man, the cost of 8 bells bore. Those 6 bells were melted down, and 2 more added then. On each of us a motto's found, our messages to men. Once you step out onto the church roof, you can see for miles around. You get a full panoramic view of Rye. Okay, so that takes us to the end of our return trip to Rye. Hope you liked it. Hope you like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you want to help us out making more trips like this, then please hit up our Patreon page. It will be in the link on the banner. So, from me, Chris, the boisterous buddy, and just down here, the lovely Lila. This was Let's Wander. We'll see you again soon. Bye 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 bye. Rye pie. Cheese and onion pie from Simon the Pieman. Unbelievably good. Yeah. Come to Rye, get a pie.